Hi guys, it's RTGo. We're going to go a little bit more in depth with the dynamic NPC clothing system in this video, or DNPCC for short. And I'm going to start off by saying I love this system. And I love it because it's something I was reluctant to do because I didn't have the ability to do it. I don't have the artwork capabilities. Even if I did, I wouldn't have had the time. So I reached out to the community, and you guys have responded really well, and the amount of talent and effort that has been brought to this system to make it what it is now is just, it's amazing, and it's cool to see this community come together. I thought, one of my favorite things with the game is every season, the town, the festivals, the crops, everything kind of changes to reflect this season. It's very interactive to the game's time. The setting is very important, and I feel that it was a huge miss for NPCs to be so stagnant and almost make the town feel empty because they don't have a lot of meaning to them. So the first means was to change and make it so that they evolve like the town and everything else during different seasons, by changing their clothing, by changing their hair, having variations, allowing you to have interaction with them that changes that appearance. Overall, going beyond just a basic portrait mod, those are awesome, and I know you guys love to change the game, and the artwork on those are often really, really well done. And as cool as that is, I want something that's going to change the NPCs. It's during the length of the game, something that you don't have to commit to a single look. You're going to be able to see them change based on these seasons, and eventually be able to interact more deeply with those NPCs. So again, I know I said it in my overview video, but another huge thanks to all of those who have contributed and put artwork towards this system. I would have never been able to do it without them, and we currently have a few more members joining as we speak. A lot more artwork to be flowing in because there's so much more to do, so many more characters to touch. I really can't wait for the system to be fully fledged out. It's a never-ending project, but right now there's so much more to do, and what we have now is definitely, it's starting to fill out, and it's starting to make the game more noticeable as far as that aspect. And I know you guys love it. Give them all your support, all your love for it, because they do a really awesome job. I can't thank them enough for it. They put a lot of life to the mod. So with that being said, to go a little bit further, in its most simplest form, NPCs are going to change depending on certain seasons. Not all of them have clothing changes. That's just because we don't have all the content in, but a good number of them, a lot of the popular ones, have a lot of good changes, and it brings a dynamic effect to the game. And when you're interacting, it's really cool for the season to change, all the town and the colors, and then you see a new NPC rolling up with some different clothing, and it's like you want to go talk to them and see what kind of portrait they give off, and it's really, really cool, and it's an exciting feature of the game for me because I like my NPCs to feel meaningful, and I know you guys would as well. So that's pretty much the most basic form of it, but in the future this is going to be something more than just clothing, but it's going to allow you to interact. We're just beginning a lot of new content that has variations to it, whether an NPC will dye their hair, or they'll wear a certain hat or a hood, or that they have some slight variations to their clothing that you as a player will have an option to determine which they use via dialogue. Something from coming up and Leia maybe asking you about her hair and if she should dye it, in some way that a normal person would ask somebody for their opinion on doing something like that. So based on your influence with them, your relationship, and what kind of answer you give could influence and determine what kind of choice that they make. So it gives you a little bit more power and more interactiveness. But this system, it does meld with the other systems. The reason to make a video for this beyond just talking about it, because it is self-explanatory and I'm sure most of you guys know what this is. The main reason for the video is that it is fully customizable. And what that means is in your longevity mod folder, you'll see the DNPC folder in there. If you go into that, you can explore the branch, the file tree that the mod uses to determine at what times what NPCs should be wearing what files to use for them. And it's a really simple system once you figure it out, and it will allow you to go in, say you have some artwork that you made, or you made a little edit to something that you want to reflect in your game. All you have to do is make the file, go and search for it. Say it's for Abigail in the fall. Then you just go into the fall folder, pick your triggers, when it should happen. Is it going to happen indoors, outdoors, only when it rains, all the time? And then you can set those files in there, and if you follow the naming convention, the mod will pick that file up and use it for itself. So this is 100% customizable. The system, the framework, is the only thing I provide. The artists, my team, they provide the default content, the content that I will back and support with this mod that comes already ready for you to use if you don't have interest in touching it or doing any modding yourself. But for those of you that want to add the little touches, that's something you can definitely do, and it's really simple. But if you do have questions and that customizable factor is something you want to know more about, then feel free to comment in YouTube here or drop by the Discord. And I would love to help you out. Or one of the artists, they know the system really, really well. So, don't be afraid to dive in a little bit more and see that, I try and provide as much as possible for you guys to do in these content systems, because this is really about the way you want to see the game. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully I've cleared that up. Can't wait to share with you guys some of the new work that's coming. It is awesome looking. They're hard at work as ever, that team. But yeah, definitely be prepared for that in the next coming update for some new content. And I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to thank the artists once again for their hard work. But that's about it. I'm going to make a couple more videos. Almost done with that. And yeah. I love you guys' feedback. Be sure to throw it at me. I read everything. So with that being said, have a good one, and I will see you guys around.